This works fine for our needs, but it's not as big as they say. Only provides about 3 to 3/4 of an inch clearance vertically. Horizontal clearance is about 22 1/4 inches. I have a 40 inches Sony TV that sits on my bedroom dresser. Unfortunately, the infrared sensor that allows the remote to work is located on the bottom center of the TV. Thus, when I purchased a soundbar and placed it in front, the only place it would fit, the sensor was blocked and my remote would not work. Looking to solve the problem, I purchased this riser. This riser isn't fancy, but does everything I could possibly expect it to do. Assembly is simple. Many of us have bought items where things don't fit together as well as they should during the assembly process. Absolutely not a problem here. All of the pieces fit perfectly. The little wooden dowels fit into their holes without having to be sledgehammered in. There was nothing tricky about it. Once it is all put together, I can confirm the most important aspect: it is sturdy. Absolutely. My TV weighs around 13 pounds I think, but I would not hesitate to put something significantly heavier on this. It is stable and doesn't wobble or shift. There is a support bar that takes away a bit of the usable space underneath the riser. I have no problem fitting my old DVD player under it. If I were using this for a more complete home entertainment center type of thing, there could probably be a problem fitting a larger component underneath. For my needs it is sufficient. I feel it's a fair price for the function and stability that it provides. Not much else to say, but I'm very glad I bought it. It's bigger than expected. But it works. It was easy to assemble. The only thing I really do not like about it is carries these itty bitty teeny little shards of something that's all over the wood and they get stuck to you and they fall off. Well, when they come in contact with your skin it itches so much. And breathing them in is just awful. It feels like there is some trapped in my lungs. I don't know WTF that is, but hate it. They're like little clear sheeny hairs and some are so tiny they look like glass, but I don't think they are glass. I will try to attach a photo if I can get a clear enough one. I'm hoping a good wipe down with Clorox wipe will do the trick in a good shower. But it's literally everywhere. On my bed. On my clothes. On the floor. And my skin is so itchy from it. I'm average at best when it comes to assembling things, but this was relatively easy to put together. You stick all the hardware into the holes first, assemble the support bar, and a few turns later it's together. It seems pretty sturdy. Based on the other reviews, I was worried the support bar might prevent me from putting my Xbox One underneath, but it fits just fine. One thing to consider is the height your monitor will be at once it's on the riser. For web browsing I find myself craning my neck to look at the top of the screen, but the primary reason I bought it was for gaming and it works great. What a nice little addition to the entertainment center. We upgraded to a new 42-inch flat-screen Vizio, but our existing wall unit was made for one of those big old 38 inches monstrosities. With the Vizio in the same space, however, it looked like the TV was almost sitting on the floor. With the lift of 5.5 inches from the riser, the set now looks perfect. We are still amazed at the difference just a small lift really made in the comfort of watching TV. With just that little lift, we can now sit with our heads in a more neutral position, instead of looking down. Much more comfortable. The unit measures out just like they explain in the description. The light pine look is very nice, but it is not made of a light pine wood. It is made of the typical pressboard or similar material with a veneer outer layer. If it ever gets a deep scratch or a stain, you will not be able to simply sand it away and refinish. You will, most likely, have to replace the unit. Since that is really no issue at all with us, I still give it a 5-star rating. Once the riser was in place, it looked like it was an existing part of our wall unit. Unless you really get up close do you see that it is an add-on. After a month, we don't even notice it anymore. Perfect. What you get is a large flat box filled with all of the pre-cut and pre-drilled boards and all of the necessary hardware. All you need is a screwdriver. The hardware includes the cam-style locks you see in other build-it-yourself furniture, and the pins for the locking cams. The instructions are clear and easy to follow. Before I bought the unit, I read some reviews about the riser having a bracing bar that runs along the underside. Yes, there is a support board running along the underside, but it looks just like the rest of the unit, so you don't really see it at all. I have 2 stacks of Blu-ray discs and their holders sitting in front of it anyway, so you couldn't see it even if it didn't match. The TV has been sitting on the unit for about a month and there is no sagging at all. I'm not exactly sure of the weight of our 42 inches Vizio, but evidently it isn't affecting the riser. I guess that pesky support bar is doing its job. If I notice it start to bow in the middle from the weight, I'll update my review. Wasn't sure if I was going to get some flimsy piece of junk or a solid piece, and I got a solid piece. The only thing I don't understand about this product is how I was supposed to attach the middle support piece. The instructions tell you how to put in the hardware, but if you attach the hardware and support to the side pieces, you wouldn't be able to fix it to the top piece. The same goes for the other way around. If you attached it to the top part first, you wouldn't be able to get the hardware into the set. I just slide the piece in and it's resting on top of my cable unit. Will still keep the sides properly separated, though I'm sure it has more to do with the top piece warping. I think my setup finally looks good and I no longer have my cable box sideways and now have some extra space to put my remotes when not in use. And no, that is not a scratch on my TV, it's the reflection of the chandelier wires I have bundled up with zip ties. I have a 27-inch mid-2015 iMac and a second monitor just as large. I bought 2 of those risers and they are very sturdy and assembly was cake. Comes with silicone pads for the bottom of the sides to protect your desk. They're perfect for my needs. Things to consider: from desk, bottom side of the riser is 5 7/8 inches with the silicone pads on. This is not slender/low profile. It's a large rectangle. They're at 4 inches plus on all sides of my iMac base. So, if you have a small desk/nook, be sure to measure correctly. There is a support bar, as others have mentioned, in the center of the underside. I think someone already demonstrated how to move that to one side or the other. From assembly, I think it's just as sturdy with or without that bar in the middle. I like it for extra strength, but for those wanting to store consoles, it's worth the buy plus the Jimmy rig. Overall, arrived on time and in perfect condition. Easy instructions. I needed something to raise my PC monitor higher, but also something to cover my gaming consoles to give me more desk space. It's like they knew the exact dimensions of the consoles. Easy to put together, nice finish coating, and good price. Couldn't be happier. It does the job and was better than I expected for the price. The support bar in the middle under the top was in the way of my devices, so I drilled 4 new holes and moved it to the back edge. Click link in description for more reviews.